Not sure. She's frowning. Gerard, G-Sizzle, good to see you, my man.
What's up, boss?
Happy launch day.
That's right.
Nina, happy
Hello.
launch day. How are you?
I'm okay. Fighting a little bit of a cold.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Temperature change here in the desert.
Yeah, they can be extreme, I hear.
Yeah, it went from 90s and maybe high 80s down to 60s and 70s, like that.
Oh wow, that could play havoc on the old sinuses there.
Yeah, right now it's 52, and the high today is 72.
Yeah, that's some extreme changes there. Alfred, good to see your wonderful avatar. You look very sharp, my friend. Oh, hey, and you're welcome. And you look the same. Like most of the time, people's avatars are better looking, but you're a handsome dude.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Where does life find you today? Where's that lovely office you're in, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I am in Toronto. So I'm a lawyer with Daniel Wong.
Ah,
that's how I came to be, and I thought I would show up and be supportive.
Thank you so much, Alfred. That means a lot. Dan is one of my favorite people. He's just an incredible guy. I should say you're privileged to work with him, but you probably already know that.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, he's a wonderful human being.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Big hello to Aaron Bird as well, who's lurking, and Christoph, who I think was the first to jump in this chat today. So thank you, Mr. Bird and Mr. Colata, for being here. Oh, look at that lovely face. Hello, Aaron.
Congratulations, Christopher.
Hey, thank you. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it very much. It's a momentous day for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome to see your journey. To read the words and go into the stories, that's awesome. But to allow us to participate and share in your awesome journey, it's awesome. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Congrats.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure, Aaron, and I appreciate that. This is nothing without people to read and listen to the books, and I am a pretty while I'm introverted in my nature, I do enjoy people, and I do enjoy the community that's built around storytelling. So it's kind of like you get lonely after a while, just sitting here in the lab, So thanks for appreciating it so much.
Are we allowed to ask questions?
Oh, of course. And we're going to be welcome to Jason. I'm assuming that's Jason from Down Under at about 2 a.m. And I should say, by the way, we're just going to chat today. Oh, there's Sherry, direct from Las Vegas.
Yeah. Until 3 o'clock.
Until 3 o'clock. I'm
already at the airport.
I was just going to say, I'm glad we could keep you company in the airport. I bet that's where you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining. Let's see what I was going to say. Who haven't greeted yet? Jason, Down Under, and Nikki, who can hear now, finally. Yay. And looks like she's feeling a little better from the flu. G-Sizzle, yes, I'll take questions. And by the way, just so you guys know the format, this is more just so I can celebrate with people who I appreciate and who appreciate the stories. So for the next, I don't know, however long we're hanging out here for a while, I'll have a hard cutoff at 1 o'clock so I can prep for the live stream at 1:30 Eastern. And then tonight we'll be back with Mr. Dan Wong, taking more questions, and that will be a little bit more formal as we hit a wider audience. But I really want to do this because it's the Coffee with Christopher crowd, and get to hang out together and just enjoy the day. So Gerard, if you have a question, go for it, man.
Yeah, okay. So this obviously is going to be a very large universe with a lot of depth to it. I'm wondering, how long has this been in development in your head and on paper?
Thanks to Alfred for jumping on. Saw that, buddy. Thank you. Great question. So I think at least the way I'm wired is I'm always thinking about the next book. Like I have my head in whatever I'm writing in the moment. And at the same time, I'm thinking about what's to come. So, and that's I think that's any serial writer. So if it's just a one-hit wonder or you only have one book in you, then that's not quite true. But for me, I'm always thinking about the next project. And so I noticed that Infinita, wasn't selling as well as I wanted it to. And I suspected that, like, it wasn't, I didn't go into that completely blind. I knew that it was a risk because it was a bit of a genre change. So everybody who's known me from Ruins of the Galaxy and then Ruins of the Earth, sprinkle in some Resonant Sun in there. And then it was kind of like, we went into Infinita, and that hard science fiction landscape, I needed the break from Ruins of the Earth. I wanted to write something different, and just I remember telling Jeff, I'm like, I need to stop writing Ruins of the Earth because I need to do something differently. So wrote Infinita, but kind of knew it wasn't going to find as much traction because it's hard science fiction. It's not as popular. It's a much harder genre to break into and do well in and make money in. And it's not everybody's cup of tea. So I think you like either love it or you detest it. And I saw that in the numbers. Like, people would either read straight through and devour it, or they'd read 3 pages and be like, I'm out.
That's really shocking to me because I thought it was great. I really like hard science.
Same here. I love that series.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. Yeah, and so I don't know, there's a lot of factors that go into why a book is successful and why it isn't. But I knew once I was done with it, like, I started to miss 2 things. One is I got tired of the intensity of having everything to make sense, like ultra logical and ultra scientific. That's hard. That's really hard to maintain and do it well and disciplined. And on the same coin, the other side of the coin is I really kind of started to miss, I just want to shoot a blaster at somebody and not have to explain why it works, and so that was a legitimate thing. And the joy of hyper character focus rather than necessarily science focus. Not saying there wasn't good character development in Infinita. I think there was, but in Imperium Descent, it's more like Matthew Titus was really big on this. My content editor for the book. It was just like, wait, let's just have fun. It needs to make sense. It needs to have continuity, but we also just want to have fun. And at the end of the day, that's what Imperium Descent is. It's me coming back to some of my roots and just enjoying putting some characters in a hot stinking mess and see what happens. So
it just seems like you got 4,000 years worth of Imperium history. I'm just wondering how much thought you've put into that,
Okay, yeah, and sorry, I did kind of jump around on your question there. So how much thought went into it? I started planning this in January of this year. So we're in November. So 11 months technically, but to be able to start writing it in the summertime, that's a good 6 months worth of work. Okay. And it's the culmination of lots of other elements as well that are, informing it, and you're learning lessons and what to do and what not to do. And so yeah.
Wibbins.
Sorry?
Purple Wibbins.
The Wibbins. That's right, Robert. Good to see you, my friend, or at least see your avatar. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you being here.
Driving, sorry.
No, that's okay. It's good. I also see the lovely Veronica driving as well. Hopefully with your beautiful shades on.
Center.
Yes.
Say hi to everybody.
Driving.
Yep. And you're staying safe, right? I hope.
Yes, I am.
Good.
It's a long drive. 2 more hours to go.
Where are you headed? Can we ask you?
Kennedy Space Center.
What for?
The launch of Artemis 1.
Oh my gosh. I think you just kind of upstaged the entire show now.
No, she's going to do that tonight when she live streams the launch.
Oh my gosh. What time is that launch, Veronica?
The window starts at 2:05 a.m.
Okay.
For 2 hours, 120 minutes.
Gosh. And you're going to be up for that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. Oh my God. So excited.
Look,
With Sophia, we're going.
there's a launch of a book and a launch of a rocket. I wish I could say mine was on par, but not even close. Not even close.
I would say it's on par. That's a really good work.
Yes, yes.
You're so kind, Robert.
You can have the flounders. We only say the truth.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Heavily biased truth, but the truth nonetheless.
No bias, just the truth.
And we have Mr. Bill Ketzbeck in the house. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, doing well.
Good. Thank you for your review already posted. Y'all are crazy, by the way. Like, I'm sure Amazon is like, what is happening? People are reviewing. They haven't even read the book.
Or listen to the book.
Or listen to the book.
Sneaky little bugger adding a 35-second snippet at the end, so that way you know we can get that review in easy.
Yeah, you know, everything we can, Robert. Everything we can.
I was expecting to have to listen to the whole blooper reel, and no, it's just a hey.
That's awesome. And by the way, Bill, Veronica right now is headed to the Kennedy Space Center, getting ready for it. The rocket launch at 2:05 a.m. Eastern.
For the Orion?
Yep.
Nice. Yep. Nice. Yep.
Is that something do you get invited to that stuff, Bill?
Not very often. The capsule was here on White Sands Missile Range a couple of years ago, and I got to see it have a short launch and so they could test the parachutes.
Wow.
So I was about 2.5, 3 miles away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that pretty cool?
Yeah, it was very cool. It was very cool. Yeah.
Amazing. That's awesome. Well, Veronica, I look forward to your pictures and your video. So
I'll try.
Okay. If you have an old phone.
I left and I had to go back home because I forgot my camera.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, because I have like the old iPhone 10. I still haven't upgraded. My wife keeps telling me to upgrade. Everybody else has the new 14s and I'm like, it works. I'm being stubborn. But if I were to take video of this, it would just be like a white dot, like floating up the screen. Like, that's congratulations, Christopher. You filmed a dot. So
yeah, me too. So that's why I'm taking my daughter. She does that. She's good.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah. Hello, daughter.
Sophia.
Hello, Sophia. Nice to meet you. Does she know how cool her mom is?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
She gets. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. By the way, and I see a white dot on Christoph's camera right now. I don't know if he's filming a rocket launch or what, but that was hilarious. Good to see you, buddy. Looking good, man. Looking good.
Yeah, just coming back from work, arriving at home.
Crazy. And it's so dark over there in the, what, 6 hours ahead?
5, I think.
5? Yeah. Hope you had a good work day, my friend.
Yeah, well, I almost finished listening again to the book. I think 8 minutes left, I guess.
Wow. Oh man. Y'all are crazy. I've gotten that several times, like people saying they're re-listening to it on audio, which is really special. So thanks for that. Do you have a favorite part, Christoph? As you get you're getting into your house. You can answer later.
Yeah, well, I think the middle was, well, not like favorite part, but beginning was, well, not slow, but took me time to get into the book.
Yep.
For the best for me was the middle, and the ending was good, but the middle for me was better, and I'm waiting for the next books.
Cool. Very neat. Thanks, man. Yeah, I think that's, the intent was a bit of a slow burn on purpose. And I think it was Nikki in your post, you had said, somebody had mentioned like it kind of sneaks up on you. You kind of even don't realize you're you had some great language about that. And that was the hope. It's like, okay, this is interesting, and this is interesting. And the next thing you know, you really feel like you're there, and the action actually means, the suspense means something to you versus just this happened and then this happened and I don't really care. So I thought that was a very astute comment, and that was the hope, and I'm glad somebody caught it. So thanks, Nikki.
I think when you release that precursor book as a little teaser is going to help draw a lot of people in.
Cool. Yeah, I hope so too. That's going to be the new, we call that a lead magnet in the business, in marketing, a lead magnet to generate interest. And so it's fun that existing VIPs got to hear it, and new people coming in will hear it and hopefully direct them obviously into the main series. So yeah, fingers crossed. Thanks, Robert. Sherry, by the way, you are in Las Vegas. Obviously, you got to hang out with Jason Osbach, Nick Cole, J.N. Chaney. Who else did you meet? Tell us a little bit. How fun was it? What were your impressions there?
Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to revert to not, this is the wrong Valley, but to the Valley Girl. Oh my God. Okay. So to start with, I went over to Battlefield Vegas and paid for everything, was going back to the range. And here comes Nick Cole and his wife, Nicole. And I walk up and I introduce myself, and he's like, "Oh yeah, nice to meet you, nice to meet you." And then he looks at me, he goes, "Hey, are you here by yourself?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Would you like someone to film for you?" And I said, "Oh, that would be awesome." He's like, "Here, my wife is really good at this." He hands my phone off to my wife, or to his wife, and she starts filming. I've got to post the video. She got like 3 videos, and in the background you can hear Nick going, "Get some, Sherry, get it, get it." I got all kinds of swag. I got to meet Walt Robillard. I got to meet Nick and Jason. We actually had someone from Ireland, and they flew all the way out just for this.
Wow.
I will be repping the AAR when KTF 3 comes out, because anybody that asked questions or spoke up during the AAR will be at the end of the book.
Wow.
And then, okay, I have to tell you, seriously, you've got some big shoes to fill. I'm just telling you right now. For next year, you've got some major shoes to fill. Because so we sat in their suite, and everyone played Forgotten Ruin. Well, not everyone. Well, yeah, everyone did, except for Medusa. She didn't, but she and I and one other person, another lady by the name of Liz. She's one of the new VIPers, Liz Bogard. The 3 of us sat at the table. Well, Walt says, because he was running the dungeon, Walt says, "So I need a couple of people, one to do this, which is like communication stuff, and one to be the ISR drone pilot." And so Nick volunteered me as the drone pilot. And so I got to actually play as a non-player character. And then when everything was all said and done, because they were so impressed with my ISR portrayal, one of the guys who's working on the 5th edition for the game came up and gave me his Be Meaner Than It Arctic mug. And everybody got signed autographed postcards. And then and Jason gave me his dice because my dice had not arrived yet. And then we left, and we're all going down to the lobby, and I'm thinking, okay, I got to get my lift. This is like 6, 7 o'clock. Got to get my lift, and I'll be ready to go. And we're all saying goodbye. And of course, it's like that person you run into in the grocery store where you run into them again and again and again, and you have to keep saying goodbye. So we all get to the elevator. We're in the elevator. after having said goodbye, then we're down on the lobby and we're all saying goodbye. And then we're meeting up again. And I hear Jason saying, well, I'm looking for my Lyft app. I hear Jason saying, okay, yeah, I need transportation for 6. He's like, okay, all right. And then he looks at Walt and a couple of other people. He goes, okay, you guys are going to ride with us. And he looks at me, Liz and her husband, Ray, and says, you guys are going to ride with Nick and his wife. And I'm like, okay, they're going to take me back to my hotel. Okay, that's sweet of them. Okay. So then we're driving along and Nicole's like looking on her Maps app and she says, well, we're going to turn here and we're going to turn here. But she didn't ask me where I was going. She's just directing Nick to drive somewhere. And so we pull into this place called Galpão Gaucho.
Okay.
And it's a Brazilian steakhouse in one of these casinos, one of the hotels. And we're going up the escalator and I lean into Nicole and I said, Nicole, or I said, Medusa. And she says, yes. I said, what are we doing? She goes, oh, we're going to dinner. I said, I didn't know we were going to dinner. And she's like, yeah, we're going to dinner. And I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking, oh crap, I don't have enough money to pay for this.
Oh no.
Because the hotel held some of my money. They held $50 a night.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm like, oh crap, penny pinching. And so we get up and she's like, come on, we're going to dinner. I'm like, okay. So we get in there and we all sit down. And at the end of the evening, I met Jeff, he was there, and Rick Partlow and Richard Fox and DJ, I don't remember his last name, but there were a couple of other sci-fi writers because they're all there for the convention. And so there's about 30 people sitting at this table in a private room and everybody's gorging themselves. And Jason picked up the entire tab.
Wow.
And that was with a 2-drink minimum.
Wow.
So I got back to my room about 10:30. I had an absolute blast.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us, Sherry. Yeah.
Well, thank you for letting me go on for a half hour.
No, you were 10 seconds shy of your allotment, and we were gonna have to cut you off.
Yes.
But, yeah.
That speech class worked.
Nikki.
Cue Nikki.
Yeah, that was really special. Thanks for sharing, Sherry. They're awesome people. Like, I think, anybody that hangs around long enough, it's the cream rises to the top. Quality is always apparent, and good characters reveal themselves. Jason is one of the kindest guys I've met in the writing community. So that doesn't surprise me at all. That's just kind of the person he is, the kind of person he is. So, he's always been really kind to me. I got to meet him in 2019. It's 2019 when I went. The first time I got to meet Jeff too, but I was up in Jeff's suite for the Variant Publications meeting, and then all of a sudden, next thing I know, in walks Jason, and I'm like, hey, Jason, you're like my hero. Nice to meet you. Jonathan Yanez was there. Ken Lazito was there. It was a lot of fun. So I'm glad you got to experience that. And thanks for sharing, Sherry. We need pictures of swag too, Make sure you post that in the VIP. We need ideas for swag.
Well, a lot of people are getting the swag, so it's going to be a surprise. Yours will be in the mail when I get home. Mine
will be. I have swag.
Spoilers.
Yes, you have swag.
Spoilers.
What?
No. No
Sherry.
Spoilers.
Oh, come on. You're crazy.
No. Oh, are you kidding? Check out my hat. Be meaner than it.
Oh yeah, nice. That's awesome.
Anyway, they actually did not have as many people attend as they had originally planned, I don't think.
Thanks, Nikki.
So there was extras.
Okay.
So you're getting the leftovers is what I'm saying.
Okay. You know what? Hey, no problem with being late to the party and getting free hors d'oeuvres. I'm fine with that. Nikki, thank you for that. I'm a flounder. Got it. You're awesome. By the way, I'm sitting just before this before this stream. I'm actually in our dining room with all the stuff set out. We're packaging the launch team chips for everybody that leaves a review, and so yeah, I think we're at 150 something. But so working on those, and seeing the reviews come in has been really cool. I hope they continue to come. So if you haven't left one yet, please do. And for those who have, thank you so much for that. But the chips look really good. I'm very happy. So for some reason, some of the prints come in and I'm not as thrilled with them. But these ones for the launch team are like probably one of my favorite designs to date. So I'm happy that you all get one. And those
I like that coin holder you put them in. That's a sweet little coin holder.
Well, that was just for you, Robert, because you actually made an order and it was super delayed. And when that happens, we try to go a little above board. But
no, Veronica got the same coin holder for her.
Yeah, but that's because just I like Veronica more than you.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah. So...
I just thought that thing was sick. And now you got Dan trying to kill me for that coin, by the way.
You did get a pretty special coin. Yeah, that was that. I only have a few of those left. Those were we all like Veronica more than you. Touche, Jason. Touche. Oh man.
Sorry, Rob. I couldn't resist.
Oh, that was classic. But anyway, those holders, I gotta find the link for them. Gary Gilmet sent them to me, also known as Yarig, and I think you can get them on Amazon. I think you have to search it's like a Harley Davidson single.
I just typed in coin holder and they came up, and then I found one that holds like 5 to 6 coins at once as well. So.
Yeah, they're really cool and they're not too expensive. And I think when people do an order for some of the deluxe chips, I think we're going to start using those. I'm just really pleased with them. So I'm glad you guys like them. They do look special, and it's just it's that added touch, like just that extra piece. We're looking at what are we looking at? The craft paper, tissue paper, but custom printed tissue paper. So as we look at this subscription service for those who do the higher tiers and want to get signed books and stuff, or even when a book gets sent to me just to be signed, we'll be able to wrap those in the custom tissue paper. I don't know. It's just stuff like that. Presentation means so much. And I think it speaks a lot to the quality of a company and the IP behind it. And so I don't know, we're always looking to up the game a little bit more. We can't do everything, but if we can do the next thing, that counts. So Nikki says, I'm going to have to start a new challenge coin game. Yeah. Scott Brady. If you've seen Scott Brady in the VIP club at all, some of his earlier posts, he hasn't done this in a while, but he has a pretty extensive memorabilia collection in his man cave. It's impressive. That guy takes collecting fan art seriously. So, here we go. Everybody look at Nikki. I want to feature her. Can I? Let's see. Pin. Spotlight for everyone. Here we go. Yeah, look at that.
That's cool.
Amazing. Yeah, right on. Thanks, Nikki. Thanks for showing us. Christoph says, wow, getting thumbs up from Nina. Yeah, this is good stuff. So any other, if you have any thoughts to share on the new book, by the way, we're at about half an hour in here. I'd love to hear any thoughts or experiences, or if you've shared it with anybody, or or any questions that you have as well. You can save them for tonight at 8, or re-ask them tonight at 8 as well with Dan Wong. But I open the floor to you guys.
When are you going to start talking about the chaotic regions?
The chaosic regions.
Chaosic, that's right.
They are.
That's right. I translate words into English.
Yeah, the chaosic regions are chaotic. So actually, the two comments here. In one of my other alpha groups, somebody said they really liked Gramps, who's the drunk old guy in the forge, and they appreciated when I performed him as well, and were asking for more. And I wrote and said, "You're going to be pleasantly surprised then with significant parts of book 2." In that same spirit, we get a little glimpse into the chaosic regions in book 2 as well. And so the curtain starts to get pulled back as we expand. And you said, Gerard, earlier, 4,000 years of Imperium history. That's a lot of ground to cover. And so the hope is that, we do start to get to cover some of that, both with backstory and history lessons, as well as that's what I'm hoping Rogues and Rebels will be. So where Imperium Descent is this specific section of history. And as long as these books sell, by the way, and people enjoy them, my hope, so somebody asked, like, how many do you have in you? I said, I could write 20 to 30 books into the series, no problem. Like, this is not hard to do. I so love the type of storytelling it is, and the fact that there's multiple POVs. So it means that I can kill off a main character if I want to.
Cool.
I think one of my favorite parts about this particular book is being able to assign characters to members of our group, for example, as I'm getting to know everybody a little bit more, and as I'm getting to see people's personalities and stuff. And then I went back and listened to the book, but being able to say, oh, that's so Robert, that's so Pike, or that's so Veronica, or that's so Sherry. It's kind of fun, because then it's then I'm almost like towards the end of the book, I was almost mad at specific people because I assigned them to the characters. But then, so whenever you reference the Forge, it's so much that is 100% the watering hole for the old crouchy guys who have seen the things and done the things, and you nailed certain characteristics that make it sci-fi, yes, but then bringing it full circle, and overprotective dad, and it's fun to see the progression of each character. But then, like you said, I mean, you could really you had 10 different voices in the first chapter. So you can literally do a different offshoot for each of those characters. Yeah. And so to see and again, I mean, I still hate you because I thought I was gonna love her and I hate her now. But being able to see how I'm just surely you have a general idea of where it's going, and I'm not patient, and I need to know what the hell happens. And so that part's been kind of fun.
Very cool. Well, of course, that's part of the journey, is the expectation, right? And the suspense. So I can't tell you. You have to figure it out with me as we go.
Well, I thought I had it figured out, and that's the irritating part. No, but that was, I mean, honestly, that's probably, it was definitely one of those love-hate. And I was really afraid at the beginning that I wasn't going to be able to keep track of the different worlds and the different, families and I mean, aside from the fact that they're, shampoo ingredients, I just, in sci-fi in general, just being, a little bit of a newbie, as Robert likes to kindly point out, I was really afraid I wasn't going to be able to keep track. And that was before I had, the book in hand. And so I agree with Christoph in that the first 2 chapters were okay, just stick with it. I know I'll get there eventually. And then it seemed like it was kind of, okay, well, all that setup was for this. And then I had to go back and re-listen because I missed certain things. When the hell that happened? Hang on, crap. Did it all the way back. But I appreciate that because then that makes me vested, that was, so for those that aren't hardcore sci-fi like myself, that opens up, I think, another set of audiences almost where, I wasn't Star Trek, I wasn't Star, I mean, so being able to still keep up and being able to still follow, and then so much Roman reference, Roman and mythology reference, and then it's just, there's definitely historical references that still can appeal to several different audiences, even if you're not a sci-fi. So my 2 cents.
Gotcha. Oh, that's great, Nikki. Thank you for sharing. Really appreciate it. I'm thinking you're gonna, well, you already listened to Rogues and Rebels, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Arcady, when I wrote Arcady, I was actually thinking of you.
Really? That's awesome. Me and Sherry were trying to argue on which one of us she was. That's hilarious.
Well, you both have enough spunk that there's plenty of crossover there. I'm looking at you, Sherry.
We were laughing that that yes, part of me is still I am woman, hear me roar, kick it, but then there's other parts I just want to be old enough and just woosah and chill and be like, I did my time and
yes.
So that's the fun part of, now I think I'm more like Sunset. Oh, really? I think you're Sunset. It just it's just
cool.
It's silly that we're all living vicariously through these crazy aliens because there's not a human amongst them. And being so so vested. So when you say you're going to kill off a main character, well, yeah, you have 700 to pick from, but that just means that you're going to have to write a prequel to whatever the hell happened because you have 72 different avenues here. So
yeah, that's
right. Exciting.
Thanks, thank you. Well, my hope is too that who knows what might come, what other avenues of publication there might be, what other authors might want to actually collaborate. So we'll see. I'm open and I'm excited for the future of the series as a whole. There's certainly an aspect as well to the whole when you were mentioning spin-offs and each character, these characters have backstories, and I think some are more interesting than others or could be more interesting. So we'll see. Time will tell, and we'll see where it goes. So
what are your thoughts on collabs? Like if you had an author to approach you and
I'm very much of the opinion. I think collaborations are good, especially if both authors can spend time on the manuscript. I don't like collaborations that are in name only. And if they are in name only, it needs to be really clear, like this author, and then in smaller subscript with so-and-so. I think that's more genuine and does honor to who is invested. Just my personal take on it. But yeah, I'm open to it. I've already talked to 2 people about it. Like they've brought it up, and I'm entertaining it. It means this is a big question for me, business wise, because we're talking about how do we scale things, how do we grow from a business standpoint, and not lose the personability. That's number 1, and not lose quality. That's number 2. And there are some big decisions I would have to make, like in terms of formation of LLCs and actually setting up long-term accounting and structures to handle it. So it's not just what I want to write with somebody. It's, do I want to become a manager instead of just a creator? And right now, I'm really enjoying just being a creator. It's very refreshing. I've had 200 employees. I've had to do payroll for, and headaches and workman's comp, and it's a lot. And I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that again. Not that I would have 200, but I don't know if I want to scale so much right now. So at the moment, I'm just saying that I'm enjoying creating for you guys. I'm enjoying this moment and savoring it as long as I can. And maybe it's indefinite. Maybe this is the next 10, 20 years of my life. And I'm okay with that. Like I so love what I get to do. I pinch myself every day. Like,
well, you say that now because, Jennifer has, secured her sugar mama-ness. So yeah, it's easy for you to sit back here and say, well, yeah, I'm good now.
Yeah. She has a gig this Friday, by the way. She's opening for this band. They called her last second. They're like, wait, could you come? No, she's not opening. She's special guest appearance. She's singing background on one of their tracks that just hit radio. And then they're like, would you sing Burning Bridges too, your new song? So so that's fun. So awesome. I'll be playing some background guitar behind my hot mama later this week. So cool. All right, gang.
I think Jason had a question in the comments or in the chat about artwork.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Jay, did you want to say that yourself, or do you want me to? I think we can all see it there.
Just where did the art come from, and why did you decide to do much of it this time around?
Yeah, cool. Well, first of all, my background is in graphic design and art, and I almost went to Disney, actually, Sarasota Ringling School of Art and Design. That was probably number 1 on my list out of high school, but I didn't love art enough to do it every day. And I don't think I was gifted enough to do it every day, to be honest with me. or with you and me. But I've always, like, I was creating comic books when I was like 6 and 7 years old. I would go into my dad's copier in his studio and use it to print my own comic books and sell them for 5 cents to all my neighbors and friends. So I was in publication for a long time, you might say. I still have one or two that was kicking around. I think it'd be fun to resurrect them. But I've always loved art. And so for me, it was kind of like, hey, let's go all out on this next book. Those who enjoy it get something beautiful. Those who don't, they can skip it and keep going. But I think for the most part, people really have enjoyed and connected with the images so far. And so for me,
yeah, it's been awesome.
Oh, thanks. The big game changer for me was starting to incorporate art from Midjourney, which is an AI. It's one of the, you type in words and then you get back images, and a lot of people have been using that, and you can just post them stock as is. But for me, because of my art background, I was taking them and then starting to re-edit and then transform and then reincorporate them. So somebody asked me what it's like, and I said, it's kind of like working with a drunk art assistant. Most of the time the work is crap, but every now and then you get something that you're like, ooh, that's inspiring. And if you take that and you have skills in Photoshop and design and you're able to start to transform that into something that works for you and then create a new original piece from it, that was the big game changer. And so I had a lot of time over the summer, and I just started messing around, like taking Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop and Midjourney AI, and then working on layout and InDesign, and started to create some pieces. I'm like, A, this is really fun, and B, I think people are going to get a kick out of this.
So you created this artwork?
Yeah. So I would say it's a collaboration between me, my technology, and
a drunk assistant.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my stuff. So including the cover, these things have been just a deeper reflection of, like, you got me in my art, you got me in my voice narration, and you got me writing the story. So this is right now the best Christopher Hopper can offer you, and I hope everybody enjoys it.
It's really cool.
This is why I'm not sure a collab will work, because it's you've spoiled us now. I mean, we're going to clearly be able to tell, well, that's not Hopper's writing. That's not Hopper's artwork. That's not Hopper's voice.
Well, that's why the other person's name would be the big one, and I would be the tiny itty bitty one. So you have such an eclectic background, dude. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate that.
But that's why your name's on the book in 3 different locations, where they get one location.
There you go.
Artist, Christopher Hopper. Narrator, Christopher Hopper. Co-author, Christopher Hopper.
Oh, man. Bill has a great question here. What gave you the idea for some of the different kinds of weapons? The phase staff, the crossbow, sidearm, multi-blade knives. Did you draw it from any sources? This is a great question, Bill. And somebody actually texted me their appreciation today that not everybody has a blaster weapon, which is very Dune-esque, right? So, and I think
to be the average thought.
What's that?
Dune-esque seems to be a very common thing I keep seeing everywhere.
Yeah,
and I agree with it as well.
Yeah, I'll take any association with Herbert. I think that's cool. So to answer your question, Bill, first of all, wanting to be as analog as possible in this story was big, and I think that is something that Star Wars has done really well. Like, how can you have faster than light travel, and yet you still have a physical switch on a console? And obviously that was a product of its day, right? We're talking 70s technology, but it's endearing. There's something organic, it's organic, man. There's something beautiful about that. And I think it's one of the things that grounds us in the present day, where, my life is kind of messy, and I still have to flick switches and they short out, but I still want to dream that I can go faster than light. And so that transferred over into weaponry as well. And I really wanted to have a society in which the the dominant power structure was superior, especially in weaponry, which amps the costs. It's like if everybody has a blaster, then nobody's special. But if the
and there's no skill, there's no skill or talent or like what makes her badass and him not, if everybody is hiding behind the pew pew. And you had a couple fight scenes where I'm like, she's freaking awesome, because it takes skill and discipline, and so that brings that human element. I like it.
Yeah, and we really see that in book 2 where things start to heat up. And if everybody has blasters, then it's equal footing. But if the Stratus has superior weaponry, superior armor, superior tactics, and you're trying to protect people, you have got to come up with different ways to go about that mission. And I think that's really, really key. How do we do that? And I'm hoping that we have this sense of we're in danger, right? People are in danger if anybody, they could just walk in and blow you away, because nothing you have can stand up to their capability. So yeah, phase staffs was one, and I appreciate you pointing that out. The crossbow, it's just cool. I mean, who doesn't want a badass crossbow? We were watching last night, my son and I were watching something. We were watching She-Hulk, and they walk into the leapfrog, the frogman lair, and everybody has crossbows. And my son, like, first comment of the whole episode goes, "Oh, Dad, look at those sweet crossbows." And I'm like, yes, like, who doesn't love a good crossbow? So hopefully that helps answer your question a little bit, Bill.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Nikki, we need artwork for the weapons too. Yeah, I'll work on that. What was the primary buffer panel? What does that mean, Robert?
No, was that the primary buffer panel from Serenity?
Man, I miss Firefly. Can we just all take a moment to pause and say we miss Firefly?
Yeah.
I just got nostalgic. Yeah. I just got somebody just posted on, what did they post about Firefly? Somebody posted, who was it? They said, I know who Elda Mave's husband is. And it's the doctor from
Book.
Thank you, Book. Yeah, who was that? Was that somebody in the room who posted that, by the way? No.
I saw that somewhere.
Yeah. It was such a great comment.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, he would totally hook up with Elda Mava, 100%. The last few seconds of Rogues and Rebels. Are you talking about the call saying that he hopes you've enjoyed this program? No,
not the last one. Then song like Audible, yeah, like has.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is that what you're talking about? Did anybody else catch that, by the way? I'm gonna put that in the chat. Yeah, so this was so much fun. So I decided to, somebody who kept saying they were listening to stuff on BookFunnel, and they're like, I keep waiting for the Audible guy to say something, and he doesn't say anything. So I decided to just have some fun. Why? Because I can. So I just threw it in the chat. Let me see if I can play it here. Somnium Publishing hopes you've enjoyed this program. Okay, I'm going to do that one more time. Hold on. Max the TV. Somnium Publishing hopes you've enjoyed this program. Isn't that fun? Yeah, exactly. I had so much, just, that's the beauty of art making too, is there aren't any rules. You can just have fun and go for it. So you're only limited by your imagination. So there you go.
You're muted, Sherry.
You're still muted, Sherry. Well, if I ask to unmute, no, we lost you. We lost you, lovely. That's all right. So you're gonna text it? You're gonna chat it to us? You had too much fun with that, dude. Yeah, Jay, I agree. Too much fun for sure. Any other thoughts or questions or comments here on launch day? By the way, this is so much fun. I really appreciate you all taking a little bit to be with me here. It means a lot. It's usually you're celebrating by yourself. You're like, whoop-de-doo. So having y'all be here is a lot of fun.
Just to show how dorky we are, we were all up at midnight, 1, still not dropped. Like, okay, we had one job for the last month. We all had all we got to do was copy and paste, and none of us could get on. Okay, fine. Then we fell asleep, and then Robert was calling us at ass crack of dawn this morning.
Yeah.
Nikki, thank you. You guys are just the best. Yeah. I noticed your comments too. And somebody had said, I think it was Nick had noticed, he said, I noticed that it comes out at Pacific time, at midnight Pacific time, which is about 3 a.m. New York time. And that seems to be about right. I checked it at 4 and Audible was up. So you're all great, staying up till midnight.
It's 2:30 Adelaide time. Every day, or every Tuesday, 2:30, the new releases drop.
Wow. Interesting. Okay.
I know because I sit there at about 2:30 Adelaide time and hop on it Tuesday to have a look at the new releases.
Seriously, y'all are the smartest people. You're so smart.
I'm just a nerd.
And what's wrong with that? Oh, very cool. All right, gang. Well, I'm gonna.
So, what are you performing for us? Oh, my bad.
I haven't decided. Do you have any recommendations? Any requests?
30 minutes and you have no idea what you're doing?
Yeah, we're winging it.
You're such a guy.
I was gonna pick something from chapter 1 so there aren't any spoilers, but you're welcome to make suggestions. She's thinking.
Blasters of Desire.
They'll ban me. I can't. Some of the pros in there, Robert, they're like quadruple X-rated stuff, man. You know that.
Oh, I thought we were doing a private streaming.
No, this has to be public. I can't get banned again. I did that whole like menage a trois times 50 thing.
You just have the giant bleep button go off. Yeah. Sorry, I just picked up my son from the school. He's apparently running a fever. So I missed something.
You're talking about the
my Firefly friend.
X-rated stuff, Robert. Yeah, that of the year award there.
Way to go, Dad.
Better yet, we can make you read some brown coat stuff.
Brown coat stuff. All right.
I'm kind of torn because the scene where I can't get any of their names right, but Mom is
Finna.
I'm literally like almost in tears as I'm listening to you. I'm like, and that's the part that like I ate, but I don't, without having any context behind it, obviously, but that is probably the single, not favorite, but favorite / worst part because I obviously can attest to that, several different, but like you were by far the first in a scene like that I truly, like, I wanted to leap through and hold her and comfort her and like, because I could feel it in your, and number one, you're doing a girl, a mom, like the most your dad, you're a guy, but man, that scene right there is why they can't make this into a movie because that's not, there's no way to replicate that. That part. And then the I call it the gladiator scenes, but when that, I'm literally picturing Hellfire. It was so vivid. And I'm like, on the edge of my seat, I'm like, okay, is he gonna make it out? What? And then we don't know because you're kind of a douche-cadoo and you left us hanging and we didn't know. And then there she is on this random planet. But those two scenes are probably my favorite as far as keeping me on the edge of my seat to know like what happens next. But her heartache, like that just so that's the only deal for me on that one.
Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate it.
So I don't want you to redo that one and have to relive that. But that was
and that's I will tell you that those scenes are exhausting if you do them right because you embody the characters. And that's what happened for me. Like I cried in that scene that you're talking about. Cool. What you're hearing is real emotion because like if you don't, then the audience knows. I feel like the audience knows if you're just phoning it in, it doesn't work. And so for me, it was really like, am I a voice actor or am I a narrator? And I had to decide, and it's like full send. Like, we're going to commit, we're going for it. And let's see what happens.
love RC's great, I'm wrong, but the ability for you to be so drastically different with your voice, because of how unique his voice is, I don't think he's ever going to be able to do that. But for you to literally go from black guy to heart aching mom to, you know, the tree, I call him tree guy. I have nicknames for everybody whose name I can't pronounce. But to be able to go, thank you, drastically different each one of them, but yes, exactly. Like I bought it. Like I believed you. I literally, you were her. And that's something, as much as we fangirl on RC, like I don't think he's ever going to be able to do that. For, you know, whatever reasons, but I believed you. And that's the or when Port Delvin gets his face all beat up. I mean, I'm literally picturing a fat lip, because I know what it sounds like when I try to talk with a fat lip. I believed you in those moments. And so I don't think that, you know, in my review I said they can't make this a movie, because unless you get it exactly right just like that, it's not going to have that same effect. So as you know, as I'm seeing the scene play out of, you know, sister trying to save brother, and then all hell's breaking loose and all this shit's going, I can literally picture that. And I'm picturing me and my little brother, and, you know, the links I would go for him, but then as a mom, the links I would go for my children. And that just, I had a whole newfound appreciation for that entire, all the characters especially, but that little section and that scene in those 2 chapters, I mean, I'm sniveling at my desk crying. And I mean, you could honestly in that kind of, you can kind of see what the end, unfortunately, what the end result was. But I'm like, but maybe. And then to slap us in the face and say, just kidding, brother died after all. I'm like, dig, like, really? Like, seriously? And after everything she's been through, you couldn't even give her a freaking brother. But then she was so happy to see her. So yeah, I mean, it's hard because now that we've bought in, I want this one, it's different scene. So I think you should just do like 3 or 4 different chapters, basically.
Okay. All right. Duly noted.
I was just thinking barbecue.
Barbecue.
I kind of came in late. I assume you're talking about the celebration where they're roasting people alive.
Oh yeah. That's what the arena scene.
Yeah.
I picture gladiators. I mean, for whatever reason, like, you know, up on the pedestals and.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll review that. I'll review that scene right now. Maybe that's what I'll go with. It's certainly compelling. So. All right, gang. Well, listen, you are all awesome. Thank you for being with me. You've made my day already, and I really appreciate the time. So.
Thanks, Christopher.
Good luck.
You're welcome.
Where are you posting the recording?
For this?
Yes.
Probably later this afternoon. Usually.
I said where?
Oh, it'll be in the Coffee with Christopher archives. So, yeah, I'll put it on that page.
Aaron had his hand up.
Aaron, did you want to say something? Or was that a clap? I think it was a clap.
That was a clap.
Okay.
Applause.
Yay. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. This was really special. Safe travels wherever you're headed. Veronica, enjoy the launch, and Sherry, safe flight. We'll see everybody later, and those who can join the live stream, thanks again. And for those who can't, we'll see you on Friday. All right. Bye.
Thanks, dude.
You're welcome.